Hi there everyone, it's Misty here. Welcome back to the ScrapbookPal.com YouTube channel. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm so excited for this video because I get to make a Christmas card. So here I'm showing you just a couple of the stamp sets that are available in this new Avery Elle Christmas release. And we're going to be using the Christmas Critter set because the moose is just darling. so much. So I already have a piece of Copic friendly paper in my Misty. And I am going to be stamping all of the animals. And you see me rub them on the back of my hand. That's just to remove a little bit of the stickiness. So the side that's going to actually stamp down, I like to rub that across my hand if it's brand new. That way it doesn't stick so much to the paper and cause the paper to move. So that's what I normally like to do. And then I'm just going to be using some Copic friendly ink, Gina K Design Obsidian. And we're going to get this stamped and then we're going to get started. So I will make sure to put up a timestamp if you're someone who doesn't enjoy watching someone color. That way you can skip to the making of the card. But if you want to stick around and watch me color, you can absolutely do that. As a reminder, my lights reflect off of the lids. So you're going to see the numbers on the screen because, yeah, the lights reflect. So this is how I normally start when I'm working on color combos. I just bring in a piece of paper, do some blends, and then see what I like to do. So we're going to start with this cute little bunny, and I'm just doing some really simple coloring. I like to color darkest to lightest and then go back over it. So not a whole lot to really talk about as far as the coloring. So I'm going to turn on some festive music and let you watch me color, and then we'll catch back up when we're ready to go into making the card. I colored those penguins and I hated the way I colored them. So you're going to see them here, but I'm going to redo them later down the road. So I'll catch up with you when we're ready to make the card. So I didn't want to have to worry about coloring in those little tiny dots meant to be ornaments on the Christmas tree. So I brought in just some pearls from my stash, and I am using the darkest colors. So R06, no, R49, RV06, BT23, and then YG09 to color in the pearls. And these are going to end up being my ornaments for not only the tree, but also the wreath on the reindeer. So I'm bringing in my snips, and I'm going to get the die cuts cut apart, and then I'm going to get all of these die cut. And then I wanted to bring in a little bit of shine, especially on the lights, and then the, the star on the tree. So I'm going over it first with my Nuvo pen, and then I'm using some clear jewel drops, also from Nuvo, to add just a little bit of sparkle and shine to the bell on the reindeer and then to the moose. And you probably noticed that I colored the nose red because it had to be Rudolph. I did add some color behind that that star. It was Y06, I believe, and that's just to give me a base because these are a little bit clear and I didn't want any of the white showing through. Okay, so we're making a shaker card, and I want to do a slimline card, so I am making a frame. This is the Essential Slimline set from Catherine Pooler. I use these dies all of the time. They're 100% worth the investment. I love it because you can have, the whole, they can be either solid or you can use the interior to cut it out like I did here. I don't want these lines, so I'm going to go ahead and snip those off with some paper snips. And then I am going to bring in, I will remember to have it linked down below, but this is a cloud die set for MFT. So if you don't have a stencil, you can always create your own. And that's what I'm doing here. I wanted this shape of clouds, and I don't have this as a stencil. So all I've done is I've used the biggest die to cut out some cardstock, and I'm going to use that as my stencil. First, we're going to go ahead and get some acetate adhered. So I keep I have a packet of acetate from back when I was teaching. So I've had it with me for eons, and I just cut that down to 8.5 by 3.5. And then I'm going to trim off the excess once this gets adhered. So I'm going to bring in a couple of things just to weigh it down for just a minute or so. It doesn't take a whole lot, but I just wanted to make sure that it got adhered and it wasn't moving around because of course it's acetate, so it's plastic and it doesn't always want to set still. So probably about 5 seconds or so. And then I'm going to bring that off, and then I'm just going to trim off the excess acetate. So I'm using Kitsch Flamingo. I think that's how you pronounce it. I really wanted this kind of modern color story. I wanted it fun. I wanted it whimsical. And that's why I'm doing a pink sky in the background. So you can see here that I'm completely using this as a stencil. You can use this until it falls apart. I literally have one that I've probably been using for, 2 years. And it just works. So yeah, so that's a fun way to create a stencil if you don't have one that actually fits the shape that you want. So I've added some foam to the back of the frame, and then I'm adding in some seed beads, and then I have some of these snowflake sequins that I've just had in my stash, and they're iridescent and they're beautiful and they're perfect, and I love them so much. Once I get them in there, I'm going to take off the strips that are covering the foam, and then I'm going to adhere my cloud background to the back of it, and then we are going to have our shaker card. And there you can see there just how pretty those snowflakes are with that pink background. I just love it. So I've cut down a piece of cardstock to 7 by 8.5, and I've squared it at 3.5 for my card base. You can make your slimline bigger. I just prefer this size. Number one, I don't have to do any weird cutting on the paper. And number two, this gives you the opportunity to have stuff off of the card and not worry about it getting creased, etc. when you put it in the envelope, because this will actually have a bit of room in a business size envelope. So I am just trying to figure out my placement. So for the penguin, the reindeer, and the bunny, I was able to adhere them flat to the acetate, but for the moose, he hangs off. So I've put foam dots where he will be on the acetate, and then liquid glue where his antlers and his hooves are. So I'm bringing in a sentiment from that stamp set. This just says be merry. I just wanted something really small and cute that can fit between the moose and the reindeer. So I'm just stamping this without a stamp positioner, and then I'm just going to trim it out. Here you see it's a little big, and then I decide to cut it down and then get it adhered with some foam dots. I love these foam dots. They're from Scrapbook Adhesives. Again, everything's listed in the description box down below. They're not very big, so they make popping up things like this pretty easy. I apologize for the color change. I tried to correct it, but my camera has a really hard time with shiny. So between the package of the sequins and then the acetate on the back of this, it's struggling with the color. So I used that Nuvo pen to go over all of them again because every Christmas card needs a little bit of shimmer. And then I am just using a pickup stick to add our pearls, colored pearls to the tree and then to the reindeer's wreath. So they have some ornaments, and that's a fun way. You can do that with any kind of marker as long as it's permanent. Sharpie, Bic, Copic, Spectrum Noir, it doesn't matter. They all work. So that's it. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate you. Let us know in the comments down below which animal is your favorite. And don't forget to give this video a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and we will see you in the next video. Thanks so much. Bye for now.